Thing number two, we're moving to Nvidia. Nvidia delivers the most important earnings call ever for now.
Yeah, so this is it's become a meme, and it's why we call this particular issue the most important. What do we call it, Rob? We call it the most important issue ever issue, right? And it's become, sort of this running meme. Every time Nvidia announces earnings, people, they say, oh my God, this is going to be the most important earnings report of our lifetime. And, it's kind of a funny thing, but in the meantime, this is a company with the very best product and enormous growth in the fastest growing part of the market. So it's one of those weird combinations where you have a clear market leader with not, there's competition coming, but it's not at their level yet. And this AI revolution is like the same thing we saw 30 years ago in the beginning of the internet business. And then it was Cisco selling the hardware that people wanted to own. Nortel as well, JDS Uniphase. Those were the companies that were really big at that time. And they haven't done well long term, but they certainly did really well into that kind of expansion of the market. And Nvidia again did not disappoint. They have had phenomenal growth in revenue and earnings. Again, they beat expectations. They announced a stock split, which is necessary now that the stock is trading over $1,000 a share. They more than doubled their dividend from 4 cents to 10 cents. They just, they continue to raise the bar every single quarter. It's incredible to watch.
Gary, with as much of Nvidia being the driver behind the positive S&P returns, I mean, do we have any potential here? Stock bubble, some might call it, just in terms of how much other companies are being buoyed by Nvidia's performance.
That's a great question, Rob. And one of the things that, so we were joking before that, the most important earnings report ever, except, it's fun to make fun of, but here's the truth. The truth is that this company has been responsible for a huge percentage of the S&P 500's increase over the last 2 years. Right? They were one of 7 companies that drove the market up. Last year, I saw somewhere that this company has been responsible for more than 30% of the rise in the S&P 500. So you got, 499 companies driving the market, roughly 65%, and one company doing, over 1/3 of the lifting there. What will be interesting is to see what happens with the other AI related companies, because, we were just talking before about the companies that were big in the early days of the internet, the hardware sellers, right? Nortel, JDS Uniphase, Cisco. And those stocks, they were great for a while, but it was a huge bubble. And when the demand dried up, the stocks got hammered. And not everybody stayed in business. And so it'll be, I think, Nvidia is well positioned for years. It'll be interesting to see what happens to some of the other companies. And, Rob, some of the companies involved here aren't pure play bets. So, for instance, AMD is coming out with their own graphics processors. Samsung has their own line. It'll work or it won't. But one, it's hard to imagine that Samsung is going to produce bad product. But even if they do, it's not going to take the company under. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on some of the valuations for the other companies in the sector.
Great stuff, Gary.